Today, I'm going to study a very simple but important question about platform delivery work in Hong Kong, which is how does work intensity and work strategy related to income. My outcome-wise monthly platform income, I measure it in two ways. First, I look at the income level in natural workflow, so I can interpret effects in percentage terms. Second, I look at the probability of being a high income earner, defined as earning at least Hong Kong dollar 50 per month. My key explanatory variables X are one, work intensity measured by weekly working hours, and two, work strategy measured by multi-homing, meaning working for one more than one platform. So my research question is, among Hong Kong's platform delivery workers, how are weekly hours and multi-homing associated with monthly income? And next, I will explain the data source and what exactly I'm analyzing. The analysis is grounded in official survey statistics from Hong Kong. The data source is the Thematic State Household Survey reported number 80Y, published by the Hong Kong Council Statistics Department. The report describes the characteristic and working conditions of good and goods delivery platform workers. The unit of analysis is the individual platform workers, and in this exercise, I choosing the work sample size around n equal to 150, 100, 1 and 500, 1,500 people. And for the econometric estimation in this presentation, I use practice dataset collaborate to match the THS81 published marginal distributions. This lets me demonstrate the standard workflow, variable definition, recording, regression, and interpretation, while staying anchored to the official statistics. On these slides, I define the key variables. For outcomes, I have two variables. First is the log income, which is the natural log of monthly platform income used to model percentage changes, and high income, which equals to 1 if the income is at least Hong Kong dollar 50,000 per month. For explanatory and control variables, I use hours. It's a continuous measure of weekly working hours, and the mean income indicates whether platform work is a person's primary income source, and the multi-home indicates working on two or more platforms. And I included age domains around for 80 to 18, 40 to 49, and people are above 50 years old, and also for the people include within the 50 years to 39 years old as a reference group. The overall idea is very simple. I want to isolate the association between income and hours while also accounting for whether workers rely on the platform as a main job and whether they multi-home. Before regression, I will show a quick profile of workforce so we know the basic variation. This slide summarizes the platform delivery workforce profile. First, in terms of work intensity, workers average have 36.1 hours per week. Nearly 25% works more than 44 hours, while about only 28% work fewer than 25 hours. Second, for work arrangement, 64.7% rely on platform work as their main income source, and about 29% engage in multi-homing. Third, for earnings, a substantial share, around 37.8% earn at least Hong Kong dollar 50,100 per month. Finally, the workforce is relatively young. Over half are aged around 50 to 39. These descriptive patterns matters because they come from real in hours strategies and outcome exactly what we need to estimate meaningful relationships in regression models. And now I will show two econometric models used to quantify these relationships. I use two standard models in this presentation. The first is OLS model with the log income as dependent variables. The core idea is the log income equals the constant plus beta 1 times hours plus controls like main income, multi-home, and age plus an error term. The key coefficient is beta 1 because income is in logs. Beta 1 tells us the percentage change in income associated with one additional weekly hour, holding other factors constant. And the model 2 is a logic regression where the dependent variables is high income, the probability of earning at least Hong Kong dollars 1,500. Here I interpret the average marginal effect, which tells us the percentage point change in the probability of high income from one additional weekly hour. Both models I estimate with robust standard errors, consistent with standard practice. And next, I will present the OLS result for income levels. Here are the main OLS results. The message is more hours and strategic choices are linked to higher income levels. First, the hours effect. A 10-hour increase in weekly work is associated with about 6.4% higher monthly platform income, holding other factors constant. Second, main job reliance matters a lot. Treating platform work as the main job is associated with about 65% higher income compared to those whom it is more of a side gig. So the strategy also matters. Multi-homing, meaning working for multi-platforms, corresponds to about 90, it's 19 higher income. And at the bottom, the slide notes these associations are statistically significant at the 1% level. So the takeaway from the OLS model is ours are strongly rated. Both commitment to platform and multi-platform strategy are linked to higher income. And now I will show the other model's result, show the logic result, and where the outcome is the probability of being a high income earner. This slide reports the logic result, focusing on the probability of earning at least Hong Kong dollar 15,000 per month. The same factors matter, but now the interpretation is in percentage points. Firstly, its weekly hours. A 10-hour increase in weekly work is associated with a 6.9% point increase in the probability of being in the high income group. Second, platform work as the main job. Relying on platform work as a main job is associated with about a 25% percentage point higher probability of being high income. Third, the multi-homing. Working for multiple platforms corresponded to about 8.4% point increase in the likelihood of reaching the Hong Kong 50,000 threshold. Again, the slides note the statistical significance at the 1% level. Finally, there are two key limitations I want to keep in mind. First, this analysis is correlational, it's not casual. For example, more productive workers might choose to work more hours, so the hours income link could reflect both effort and productivity. Second, this analysis is cross-sectional, meaning it is a snapshot at one point in time, so it does not track how the same worker's income changes over time. But even with these limitations, the findings are relevant for policy debates. For labor policy, I think the strong hours income link provides context for discussion about labor protections, including the government revision of continuous contract rules, and also for the retirement protection. The income patterns matters for policy related to mandatory provident fund, especially the contribution rules for self-employed persons, which is often a category used in platform work discussions. So the practical takeaway is understanding how hours and work strategies mapped into income is useful both for workers' outcome and for policy framing. And this is the reference that is from the THS report number 81% for Content Statistics Department, and the MPFA guidance on self-employed person and academic overview by balance and score. Thank you.